So at that moment in time, I looked back at Coach Paterno and said, I'm in. I knew at that point in time that I was going to bleed blue and white for the rest of my life. And it's like the poker player playing Texas Hold'em. It says, hey, I got a chance here. I'm taking my chips. I'm all in. At that point in time, I was all in. And I've been all in for Penn State since that day. I want to fast forward a little bit. 8 months later, it's August, and I'm here. I'm in preseason camp, 2 days. Not so fun. We're in the middle of practice. Everybody's tired, sore, hurting. Next thing you hear, get out of here! You guys stink. Take it in. Not exactly the sweetest words you ever heard. So we all put our tails between our legs and we traipsed in, showered up. A couple hours later, meeting the squad meeting room. Coach comes in just like this. You guys are terrible this morning. Absolutely terrible. He said, when you come out next time, and you walk out on that field, there's a blue line around this field. When you cross that blue line for the next 2 hours, every day we ever do this, and he says this 100 times, you either get better or you get worse. You never stay the same. And when you cross that blue line, I want total focus. All you think about is football and getting better. You have to be all in. There it was again, being all in for the opportunity. So that moment, that particular team made a decision. We're going to make this happen. We're going to be all in. We're going to do it for each other. We're going to win a national championship. And everybody committed. We held hands. Relationships developed. We scratched. And we committed ourselves to doing what it took to win a national championship. And it took a while because we lost one in the Orange Bowl in '85. But the resolve of the players couldn't be denied. A lot of those players came back in the next season, and we ran the table. And it was January 2nd, 1987. We had gone undefeated in 1986. And it was a duel in the desert. It was number 1 against number 2. It was good against evil. It was Penn State against Miami. And I think at that time, and maybe even up to this day, it was the most watched college football game of all time. Over 50 million people watched that game that night in the desert. And a couple thoughts that stick out in my head as I reflected back. One was that as Miami was driving at the end of the game, and I was on the sideline, I looked over at Coach Paterno, and he was from here to where Jeff is. And I've never seen him so calm in my life. Never. I'm not kidding. And I said to myself, this is the most exciting game I have ever seen, I've ever been near. I can't believe this, that I'm actually living through this moment. And the reason why he was so calm, because he knew we were all in. We weren't going to break. We were bending a little bit, but we weren't going to break. He was calm. He knew what was going to happen. And as they drove down, Vinny Testaverde decided that he wanted to throw his 5th interception that night to keep the confidence. Pete got it and put his knee down. And probably the most wild celebration that any of us had ever seen and been a part of erupted. And it erupted because we were so proud of each other and our coaches and being a part of this university. The guys in the orange uniforms, they were just playing for themselves. This team was playing for all the players, all the coaches, all the people, fans and alumni that had come to Penn State or were going to come to Penn State at some time that they could leave a legacy of a championship. And And that's what happened that night. It was absolutely incredible. So for me to stand here tonight and have an opportunity to be a part of this incredible family is tremendously gratifying for me, and I'm honored and privileged to be here. And as I sit here and I look at my family over here, and Coach Walsh stopped by our table, and my daughters who are soccer players, eyes absolutely light up because they're so excited to talk to her. That's what it's all about. That's what Penn State's all about. It's about that. And it's about all those athletes that walked up here, student athletes that walked up here, that are going to be such productive members of society and leaders of tomorrow. And it's absolutely inspiring to me to be a part of it. The last thing I'm going to ask tonight is that tomorrow night at 8:05, most of us are sitting in Beaver Stadium, that we think about how proud we are individually of being a part of Penn State. But more importantly, we're all in and collectively become the strongest 12th man that this nation has ever seen. It's been an absolute privilege and honor to be here tonight. Bleeding Moonlight will never end for me, and I know it won't ever end for anybody out there. Thank you very much.